Hi, my name is Movie Lad and today I will tell you about an action drama movie named Nobody. Enjoy! With a troubled marriage to Becca, 2 kids, Blake and Abby, and a routine office job, Hutch Mansell leads a typical life. His home is broken into one night by some robbers holding a gun. Hutch gets ready to fight but changes his mind and lets them go. Hutch had the ideal chance to attack when Blake had one of the thieves in his grasp, but he chose not to. He instead requests that Blake let the thief go. Hutch is viewed as a failure by everyone. Even Hutch's neighbor says that he would have beaten the burglars up after showing his inherited car to Hutch. But he tells his brother Harry that he refrained from shooting because the burglar's gun was empty. Over the radio that is hidden in Hutch's office, Harry and Hutch converse. Hutch works for Eddie Williams, who is also his father-in-law. Eddie's son Charlie is Hutch's brother-in-law. He offers Hutch a gun to protect himself, but Hutch declines. He puts the gun in the freezer instead. Eddie has received a business purchase offer from Hutch, but it's not a good one. Eddie wants to sell his business but for a good offer. Hutch goes to visit his dad at the elderly care. They eat dinner together. Hutch's daughter tells him that her bracelet is missing, so he goes looking for it. He goes back to his dad and picks up a few things from there including a gun and a badge. He locates the tattoo parlor where the robbers had their tattoo done after spotting it on one of them. Hutch finds the name and the address. Hutch finds the thieves and demands they give up the bracelet. However, when he discovers that they do not have it, he leaves, realizing the parents' sick child was the driving force behind their criminal behavior. As Hutch is on the bus, some thugs crash their car. Hutch hopes that the thugs enter the bus, which they did. He gets in a fight with all of them and beats them mercilessly, saving one of them with the straw at the last minute. When Hutch gets home, Becca bandages him. Becca is aware of Hutch's background. He opens up to Becca about missing her, since they haven't spent much quality time together anymore. Becca removes one of the pillows separating their bed and watches Hutch sleep. Teddy, one of his bus victims, is unfortunately the brother of Yulian Kuznetsov, a Russian crime boss who protects the mobs named Pshak Money. Hutch left his Metro card on the bus and Yulian was able to find him using that information. Yulian buys information on Hutch's past from a Pentagon employee. He gives the order to have Hutch brought to him alive and sends a crew to Hutch's house. Hutch's morning starts off happily and he suggests making dinner, which everybody loves. Harry tells Hutch that the individuals he attacked were associated with Yulian when he phones him in advance. Harry advises Hutch to contact his previous government handler, the barber, and ask for information about Yulian. Hutch then pays a visit to the barber and learns about Yulian and his organization Pshak. He makes his family the promised dinner, but as they begin to eat, Hutch notices Yulian's soldiers arriving and rushes his family to the basement, giving one last kiss to Becca. He tells them not to call the police and shuts off the lights. The soldiers start to pour in and Hutch takes them out one by one until he gets knocked out. They put him in the trunk, but Hutch manages to use a fire extinguisher to make the car crash. As Yulian's last guy is dying, he explains that he used to be an auditor, an assassin who was employed by intelligence agencies. He rushes back to his family and tells them to drive somewhere safe. He calls his dad and warns him of upcoming danger. He tells the last surviving soldiers the story of how he decided to quit being an aviator and become a family man. After that, he sets his house on fire and drives off with his neighbor's car. In the meantime, 2 assassins arrive at his father's retirement residence, but the elderly man quickly dispatches them. Hutch uses gold to purchase his father-in-law's metal fabrication business. Then he goes on to set traps in the entire factory. He breaks into Pshak's headquarters, killing everyone there and burning all the money. Then he pays a visit to Julian. He built a bomb so he could talk privately with Julian. Hutch breaks the news to him about burning his money and suggests calling things off and going their separate ways. Hutch goes back to his car and hopes that Julian decides to chase him, which he did. Hutch makes it back to the factory and to his surprise his brother Harry and father are there to help him. Together they kill every soldier. Julian is the last man standing and Hutch's team has run out of ammo. He improvises and crafts a shield with a bomb, which he uses to take Julian out. The trio survives, and Hutch is left alone as the police arrive. He finds a kitten and takes it with him. He is arrested and being interrogated when suddenly the two officers get mysterious simultaneous calls, notifying them to let Hutch go. 3 months later, Hutch and Becca are looking for a new house to buy. Hutch gets a phone call telling him that his services are needed. They then both ask whether the house has a basement. For more videos like this, be sure to subscribe.